Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of things that you should know before you go to uni because it's a big deal. Obviously you have to make new friends, start a whole new life in a different place, so I got you. I'm going to tell you what's up. So I have a list of things on my phone here. We have stuff about social life, what you don't need to bring, accommodation and uni itself. So before we start this video, make sure to go ahead and give this a big thumbs up and subscribe, and other than that, let's get into it. So first of all, we have social life. Obviously this is a massive part of being at uni. It's not just uni itself, but you also have a separate social life, which is probably completely different to the social life that you might have at home. It might be completely different. So you probably know Freshers Week is the first week before you actually start uni itself, or it might be the same week, I don't know, it depends where you go to uni, I guess. And if you don't know, a Freshers Week is basically just a massive week where everyone the sesh is very much real. And if you're moving to uni and you're expecting Freshers Week to be, you know, all of your flatmates wanting to go out all the time, and if that's not really you, I wouldn't worry, to be honest, because there are a lot of, you know, sober events that the SU might put on. So along with Freshers Week and throughout the year really, especially in first year, flat parties. They might be fun if you're going to a flat party with people you know, but if you're in like a group chat of people like in your whole building and someone's like, oh, flat party here, it's probably not going to be very good. I hate to break it to you, unless you're friends with those people, I wouldn't even bother going, it's probably dead. Expect people above and below you, if you're in halls, to go out every single night, no matter the day. Could be a Monday, could be a Tuesday, could be a Wednesday, could be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everyone's gonna go out on the days that you don't want people to go out. On the days that you want a good night's sleep, people are gonna go out and it's gonna bug you and you're not gonna be able to get to sleep. You will hear the people running around upstairs playing music word for word. I mean, I've been in a situation once where I woke up at like 1 AM because the flat above me were playing music and I could hear it word for word. But I was a bit confused when I woke up because I was like, should I be mad or should I not be mad? Because I actually liked the song. Just a word of warning, you are going to hear every single thing. Even if the person upstairs is weeing, you'll probably hear that too. I hear that a lot. And if they drop the toilet seat down, you're probably going to hear that too. If they cough, you can probably hear that. So at uni, you're going to make friends from different places and they're not necessarily going to mix well together. Especially if you join a society as well, you're also going to make friends in different years, and it might be a little challenging to, you know, have a friendship group. I kind of just have different people in different places. They don't all know each other, and when they're all together they don't really mix. So the last thing that I have about social life, I guess it's more of a tip than just a this is gonna happen. Try not to download Tinder or download Bumble and search for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because it's not gonna happen. Don't waste your time trying to find a partner as soon as you get to uni. I did this the whole of my first year. My flatmates can back me up on this. I had a different boy in the flat every like month or two. I wasn't, you know, doing anything, but they were just hanging out. And none of them went well. Probably 50% of them I absolutely hate, don't want to see them ever again. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to what you don't need to bring to uni, because there's obviously a lot of things. You're gonna bring a lot of things. You're probably wondering, what do I actually need and what am I just gonna like, what's just gonna sit in the corner and I'm not gonna use? So I have two things for this, and these were two things that I was very like, should I bring this or should I not? The first one is a printer. In first year, you'll most likely be living close to a library which will have printers in it, and you'll be given like a certain amount of printer credit. So unless you're going to be on a course which you know for a fact you're going to be doing a lot of printing, I wouldn't advise getting a printer. It would probably just be cheaper to just use the ones in the library. One of my flatmates does psychology and counselling. She's gonna watch this video, so there's your shout out, Olivia. She has a printer and she's used it since the start. She's sworn by it. She said she can't live without a printer, so if you're going to do a course like that, then probably get a printer, I guess. To be fair, she does a lot of printing. Like, I can hear it all the time. So the second one is a extension cord. They would be useful, but it depends on how much you're gonna use the extension cords, obviously. What I would do before you get to your accommodation is just have a look, count how many plugs there are around the room, compare that to how many plugs you would think you're gonna need at one time. In my first year, I had 7 plugs in my room, and that was pretty good at the time. I didn't really need to use all of them at once. And last year, because I'm in a different place, I had 6 plugs, but I had a lot more things to use with the plugs. So probably would have benefited from an extension cord. I would be careful with this though, because I know some accommodation, you know, places don't let you bring an extension cord. Some of them, like if you have a flat inspection, they'll like take it off you. So I would be wary about that. Okay, so now we're going to talk about accommodation and your potential flatmates. So I'm sure you've probably heard or watched videos about people's nightmare flatmates or nightmare situations in their flat. Yeah, they're not lying. I'll get into that in a minute, but they're not lying. I'll talk about that in a minute, so just wait a second. The walls of student accommodation are so thin, and this pretty much is the same in houses also. I've heard that the walls are thin in houses. Like I said before, you will hear everything, especially if you're in halls. It's just, you can't do anything about it. So if you want to get some earplugs, do that. I've lived 2 years without them, so one thing that I didn't really expect when moving to uni, but like it kind of makes sense, is flat inspections. They happen probably once or twice a semester. They might not be very strict, so don't worry about it too much, but they also could be strict. It depends where you are and who it is that's inspecting your flat. Whenever I've had a flat inspection, all they've done is just go into my room, open my window, come back out, peep their head into the bathroom and walk back out. But I've heard other stories of other people having all of their photos off their like pinboard ripped off, people throwing things around their room. It kind of depends. I don't really know how it's going to work with you, but just bear that in mind. Expect the worst, I guess. So now we're going to talk about what I was on about before with the nightmare flat situations. So there will be disagreements between you and your flatmates. Might not be at the start, but it might progress through the year. You might have a couple of strict flatmates, bossy flatmates, messy, controlling, comes back at 7 AM and wheezes on the carpet and blacks out in the corridor and gives you the fright of your life when you wake up and open the door to that in the morning at 7 AM. Oddly accurate, I know, right? I don't know if that's like too much tea. Is that too much? I just feel bad for whoever is in my flat now. Okay, so finally, we're going to talk about university itself, your course, the actual education part of it, because yes, that actually exists, I know. Bit weird. So a lot of people actually end up not liking their course when they start, and they end up sticking with it and not changing. Don't be surprised about that. I've had doubts about my course before. Pretty much all of my flatmates have had doubts about their course before. I'm not saying not to scare anyone though. Like if you go and you don't like your course right off the bat, give it a couple months just to settle in, because one of the people I live with, she hated her course when she started it in first year, and then by the end of the year she actually really liked it. So, you know, it is going to be on and off. There's a lot going on in your head. Just give yourself time to settle. So my next point that you should probably know is that teachers make mistakes more than you probably will. Some are very unorganised. I've had a lecture once where it was a 3-hour lecture, came in, 45 minutes later, still we were not being taught anything because she had had problems with the printer and couldn't be bothered to sort it out beforehand. Is that too much tea? I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just being honest. Like, some of them, genuinely, like, you have wasted an hour. You are gonna have your favourite lecturers and your not so favourite lecturers. Just like you did probably in college and in school and in primary school. It's not going to change because some of them are going to be a bit of a iffy to deal with. Okay, so my last point for this pretty much whole video is that you won't meet pretty much half of the people on your course. my course, I think there are, I want to say 150 to 300 people on my course, and I've not met half of them. Whereas like my course is quite small. Obviously my friends that do like psychology and counselling, she has probably thousands of people on her course, and she probably has only met a handful of them. You're not going to meet everyone on your course. You'll meet more people as you go through the year and as you change years, but for the most part you're probably not going to meet them. Which is why you should join a society, because you meet more people. Bear in mind actually, if you join a society, you get out what you put in. If you don't get involved, you're not going to make many friends. If you get involved, you'll make friends. I think a lot of people join societies and just expect to be given friends, but like they don't turn up to anything outside of the actual society. So yeah, I think that pretty much brings me to the end of this video. If you liked it, let me know and give this a big thumbs up, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm nearly at 3,000 subscribers. We might have hit it by the time this video goes out, but probably not, so please subscribe. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Why do I keep clapping so much? Like, wow. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.